Hello everyone and welcome along to the TII immediate post-match reaction to Manchester United 2, Rangers 1. It was a bit of a rollercoaster of a game here at Old Trafford tonight. We thought we managed to snatch a point right at the death, and those celebrations for Cyril Desser's winner were something else, but unfortunately hit with a sucker punch in stoppage time as Bruno Fernandes made it 2-1 to Manchester United. I'm joined here by Tommy McIntyre. Tommy, can you just kind of sum up your thoughts and feelings after that game for us?
It's gutting and galling. I think it's probably the way to put it. As you touch on, we'll get into it. We've done enough to get the point, and I think, unless people were being really trite, they wouldn't have argued with that. And then let ourselves down with both goals. We've beat ourselves tonight. Not Manchester United have beaten us. So, yeah, gutting and galling. There you go.
Gutting and galling. There we go.
I like alliteration for all those people out there. There we are.
Right, let's start at the start of the game. Actually, it's a good place to begin.
What do you think that one up?
Good place to begin. Starting lineup, it felt like it was as strong as it could have been, but it also highlighted just how weak we are on the bench in terms of squad depth.
Yeah.
I kind of felt that we had to get as far as we could with the starting 11 that we had. We didn't get that far, to be honest. We got to the half time before it changed. But what was your overall view of the starting 11 in the lineup? I didn't feel like there was much that we could really moan about.
No, I don't think anybody would have been really moaning about it. We know we've got a problem with squad depth. Squad quality is a separate conversation, and we knew we were going to miss Diomande in there. So Barron coming in, natural fit, and then the bench is packed with youngsters as well. So that's just where we are in terms of the squad. There was nothing else to be done about it. Nothing else that could have been dragged out. It just, unfortunately, as you say, get to half time, some players just couldn't keep going on. But I don't think anybody would have been putting their hands up and saying that was I would have expected a different team to be picked.
Yeah,
I don't think, quite frankly, we could have picked a different team.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I'll come back to the Diomande question in a little bit. We started off, everyone came here, I think all Rangers fans came here thinking two really inconsistent teams.
Yep. Manchester
United are having one of the worst seasons so far that they've had. We felt that they could be got at when we came here if we played up to the standard we've played in the rest of our European games. We knew that our squad was threadbare. We knew that the team was threadbare, especially with key players like Diomande missing as well. But did you arrive here with hope?
You know exactly how I arrived here. Yeah, I did. I was quietly confident. I thought, I'm not going to repackage everything you've just said there.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Man U aren't great at the moment either. And this had a kind of flavour to it that we could actually have gotten something. And we were in it. We started really brightly, 2 good chances in the first 10 minutes. It looked like we could maybe do something. They were certainly tentative as well. And then we let them into it. But yeah, I've got no problems in saying that I thought we could snatch something today. And it almost looked like we were going to, and then we let ourselves down. So the story's about us. We did it to ourselves, and it's really, really frustrating. People point to Man U, I think 60-odd% possession. We were 30 odds. They, more shots on goal, but
it's normally the kind of game we like, though.
That's exactly it. We were hitting in a certain way, and I didn't feel there were slight patches where they were dominating it, coming up towards half time, start of the second half, but we were never out of it. And then we just took ourselves out of it.
Yeah, I think first half we gave Manchester United most of the ball. We let them take charge of the ball, which kind of expected us to do. They have had a very similar problem to us in terms of their build-up play and then how they get there.
They weren't using it terribly well, and as you said in the gantry, they were just getting it out wide and then trying. It looked like they were just hoping that Ahmad was in the mood for something to go and do something.
It was kind of they were hoping that either Ahmad or Garnacho would come up with something. Yeah. It was kind of reminiscent of some Rangers performances we've seen where they're passing the ball about with very little effect, and then hoping that someone comes up with an individual piece of brilliance to really break the deadlock. We rode our luck a wee bit at times in the first half, but I thought we were deserving of a draw heading into half time. Yeah. Second half, it was very much.
So I just think that the last 10 minutes towards the end of the first half, I thought Man U were just pressing us really back deep. It looked like we were looking forward to the half time. I don't disagree with you, but some of the player changes might have touched on that.
Yeah, I think so. I thought we were deserving of the draw at half time, we then come back to the point that I raised at the start about you're hoping the starting 11 can last as long as they possibly can. That was blown to pieces before the whistle even went to start the second half, with Ross McCausland and Bailey Rice coming on, Connor Barron and Leon Balogun going off. What was your reaction when you heard that?
As I was sprinting out the media room after trying to grab a sandwich. I mean, you're looking at it and you're going, well, they aren't great changes. And that's not a shot at the players coming on, right? It is what it is. But again, it touched on the fact that pound for pound, our bench is light, the squad is light. And it speaks to a wider point that I think maybe the watchers and the listeners will pick up on, is once you get out a certain kind of core of players, there's not a lot of trust in this squad of people coming on. Right, and we were all just be thankful it's not Kieran Dow.
Well, I think, to be honest,
there you go.
If you looked at the bench, the only 4 players outside of Liam Kelly, I guess that were classed as senior players that were part of that senior squad. You're looking at Dow, Dessers, McCausland, and one other that I've just completely forgotten.
It'll come back to me.
Yeah, it'll come back to me as well. There were definitely 4 of them.
But to be fair, sorry, break it. I do want to give a shout out to the young guys who came on.
Yeah, 100%.
Performed as well as they could.
Come on to that. Stop trying to jump.
All right, okay.
So what I do want to talk about first of all, though, was when I did see that, and we did seem to appear that Manchester United. Tom Lawrence. There you go. That's the one I was looking for. Manchester United took control at the start of the second half again. You could feel a bit of nervousness around us following the changes, I felt. And you could feel a bit of nervousness amongst the fans as well that were here around those changes, and just the feeling that it made us quite a bit weaker. And I guess at that point you're hoping, right, let's take it in 15-minute stages. Let's go through each section of the second half and see where we get to. You're not expecting your goalkeeper to punch one into his own net, and that's an absolute horror show from Jack Butland. There's no way around that. He will have came to Old Trafford returning to a team that he played for. I guess he was on the bench. I'm just
watching Philippe come along the sideline here, after doing his media duties and stuff like that as well.
Yeah, so Jack Butland would have came here wanting to prove something, and it was just that it was an awful error, and one that I don't think can be justified, but it can't be. It struggled to account for it as well, don't you?
Yeah, and looking at our chief exec as well, and Niels Coppin and all that, just in front of us here. They look a little bit shaking of the heads as well. That it could have been a different night for them, but for people of a certain vintage, it'll be John Lukic, Leeds.
Yeah,
I'm dating myself.
Right, that predates me, so that's...
I was going to say, look it up in the historical records, obviously, right? But there's no two ways round about it. It's a howler for Jack Butland. He gets his jump wrong, he gets his arm wrong. Next thing you know, there's not a massive amount of pressure on him, and he's put it into the back of the net. And what do you say to that? It's a howler, full stop. It just goes into that category, and it's not his first in a Rangers jersey, unfortunately. And you just feel that some of the tide is maybe just turning against Jack Butland with some of that stuff in terms of the support.
Yeah, there's been some comments already in here where people are asking for Liam Kelly to be back in goals at the weekend. I don't think that'll be the first or the last time that we hear that.
True. More importantly, Craig Hart, good friend, previous to the pod as well, pointing out that he's of the same vintage of the Lukic stuff. Thank you, Craig. Much appreciated, mate.
You can all join together in the old folks' home and talk about John Lukic.
It's all black and white to me. That's all I can see.
It was a horrible goal to lose, especially when you're trying to stay in the game. When it did feel like it was a Manchester United team that could be gotten at, and it felt like that was maybe an opportunity missed at that stage. Then we fell apart for 10-15 minutes. I felt we were all over the place.
I agree.
Manchester United could have had 2 or 3 more goals. It felt like it was going to be a really long half. It felt like it could have been a case of how many. How much in that stage do you feel like we were missing experienced players to just take the lead? I felt like in the midfield particularly, and we'll come back to the point now about Mohamed Diomande and how much we felt he
Have
was...
we already spoken about that?
No, we bypassed
did we bypass that?
We bypassed that, Mohamed Diomande and how much of a miss he was tonight, and obviously Nadim Barami as well, and a lot of people are saying he was a passenger tonight. He didn't really affect the play much at all. What was your view of that sort of stage in the game where you've got a makeshift defence, the midfield have been a bit overrun. We're struggling to get control of the ball. We're struggling to get out in any way.
Yeah.
And we kind of just try to ride that out a little bit.
I think it's a fair point, but actually, if you take it for what it is, right, people saying that, my challenge back to it would be, right, you got an experienced goalkeeper, senior leader. We hear about how good he is in the dressing room, Jack Butland.
Yeah.
You've got your captain on the field. You've got Robin Proper, an experienced centre-back, ex-captain of his previous club, in there as well. Guys like Czerny have been about the game for quite a while too. It's like, okay, well, that's where you're looking for those players to get in next to each other and manage the situation. Were they doing it? No, they weren't. The whole thing went off. And you're right, we could have conceded more there, and we kind of rode our luck a little bit, and that's probably the part that Man U really dominated.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you can't have it both ways. You can't say that we didn't have any experience and then have those players on the pitch at the same time, because they are there for experience.
I think when you look at the midfield, though...
No, I'm giving you the midfield.
I think
I'm giving you the midfield.
The midfield was the area where I just felt you just needed someone to take control of that, and Nico Raskin was trying his best. But
Raskin was good tonight, actually. Snapping at tackles, and him and Fernandes had that little kind of spat at one point. But I noticed that Fernandes went right to Raskin at the full time whistle as well, and there was a wee hug and a wee nod, and Fernandes was also pointing to where that challenge had happened and just saying, listen, there was nothing in that. I think Raskin continues to win, not low-key plaudits. He's winning plaudits because he is tenacious, but there's also a bit of skill there. He's reading the game. Yeah. But again, not massively experienced, and he's in there next to Barron, who I don't covered all the ground, but maybe didn't do anything. Yeah, I'm giving the midfield. That's where our hole was. I think you might be able to hear some of the old
I was just trying
lawnmowers coming by here now.
The lawnmowers that are going past, so apologies if that's coming through.
Looks very futuristic, these lawnmowers, to be honest with you.
If that's going through in the sound at the moment. But
people can just enjoy the new Europa League branding of the mics here.
Tommy's completely taken by these.
I am very taken by this one. Yeah, I'm very taken by this one.
But yeah, I think in that period of time we were missing that wee bit of experience in midfield to just settle everyone down. I think one player who had a really, really good game tonight, and I'm going to call out, is James Tavernier. I thought at right back he did really well. He was up against Garnacho, who was much quicker than he was. William Balogun was supporting him on that side, but I thought James Tavernier did really well in that first half, and then second half at centre half, I thought he played like a leader. I thought he took control of a lot of that. He was not only doing it in terms of communication, but he was also doing it in terms of bringing the ball out from the back and pushing us forward, and almost backing up the younger players like Bailey Rice, like Finlay Curtis, and providing them with support. And I thought he was very good tonight. Luke Gibson 97 saying that Jeff Day was good as well versus Ahmad until the mistake at the end, and we'll come on to that. But yeah, James Tavernier, what did you make of his performance? Yeah,
I think there was a wee bit of a head scratching when he goes into centre back, and you go, what are we going to see here? But no, I'm going to agree with everything you're saying there. I thought he did step up with a good performance, and I think by and large, right, depends how you want to cut tonight's performance, right, and what your view of it is. If you just look at the price tags, the Rangers have come here, punched above their weight, and been really unlucky not to come away with a point. Yeah. Right, and nobody is doubting the endeavour of everybody in a blue jersey tonight. Right, worked really hard, showed a little bit of quality. In a different night, you come away with a point, right? But it does leave a sour taste in the mouth because we were so close. Right, I think James Tavernier was very, very good. Certainly sliding into that centre back position. He didn't do anything wrong, and it's still, he's not a bad player. There's still some ability in there. He's just on the decline. I don't think anybody thinks that, but tonight's not a part of that. Tonight's just a case of we just unfortunately couldn't see it out. Yeah. But yeah, I'm not going to fault any individual players for switching positions and trying to do things. And I think Proper on Tavernier actually worked. It was actually all right. Yeah. So yeah, fair play.
Yeah. After that 15 minutes, though, it felt like we came into the game.
We did.
More kind of 65, 70 minutes onwards. It felt like there became a bit of belief in the team again that it's only 1-0. We've got through a difficult patch. We just need to keep playing our game and try and hit them on the counter attack. And we had a couple of shots at goal. I think Bailey Rice had one. There was a few others in there as well. It just didn't feel like it was quite falling for us. It felt like a couple of bounces of the ball, a couple of the shots we had, and the ricochets just weren't landing at the feet.
Decision making in the final third, again. Decision making. I agree with all that stuff you're saying. We were talking about that during the game, that it never seems to fall for us. But decision making as well, busting through, taking the wrong pass on, checking in, just a wee bit of quality in the hold up and stuff like that as well. I know. I'll say to you, you put it out on our X account. Igamani's ability to hold the ball up in tight areas and his power is
against
fantastic
players,
to watch.
Against players that are much bigger than him as well. You saw him against Matisse de Ligt in the first half. He clearly targeted Harry Maguire in the second half, which I think we would all want him to do.
Maguire, who should have scored the golden opportunity. At one point.
But I think we all wanted Igaman to go on to Harry Maguire and take it from there. He had a piece out wide as well against Malacia, where he just showed real strength to get to the byline and put the cross in. Really impressed by Igaman again tonight, and I think he's absolutely vital to how we play as a team. And I'm already of the belief that we won't get to see him for very long, but hopefully we get him for another season at least, because can we see a real player there and we can really help him push on and help him progress, and hopefully when the time does come for him to move on, we get a good deal for him. What did you make of the young guys that came on? So Bailey Rice, Finlay Curtis as well, who played the second half. What did you make of their performance and how they stood up?
Listen, I think they did well enough. I think in these environments, you're not looking for everything from them. You know they're young. They're taking their moment. I don't think they did anything wrong. They came in, they slotted in, they worked hard, showed little bits of quality. But tonight is, it's not about them other than they've come in and they've done their job. Best of luck to them. It's great for their Rangers journey. They weren't to do with any of the poor goals that we lost. And so, but kudos to them. And it's good to see the manager showing a bit of faith. Some of that's driven by injuries, obviously, right? But the Terminators are back. You might hear them. But, that's great for them. And kudos to the young boys coming in and doing the best that they could. I wish them nothing but success in their Rangers careers.
Yeah, I think Bailey Rice and Finlay Curtis, they played more tonight than they did against Fraserburgh at the weekend, and that's obviously out of necessity. But it's they definitely held their own against a really high quality team. And yes, Manchester United have had a lot of stick with how they play, but you've still got a team of £300 million plus of talent in there, and you've got to accept that they are a good team.
I will say I like Rice's eye for positioning. I think he finds nice wee pockets of space just in, if you're watching him. I think that he did it, and he had a wee chance for outside the box as well, just that pulling back. It's nice to see that kind of level of maturity. So I'll single him out for that.
As we head into the last 10-15 minutes, I turned to you, Tommy, and I said there's still only 1-0 here. We've got to hope the players have the belief as we go forward. I think we thought the chance went when Cyril Dessers hit the post. I think we thought that was the chance that was going to be our only one. Was he offside or not? I'm not entirely sure. You're so used to seeing Cyril Dessers offside that you just accept.
Nobody seemed to be calling it.
No,
I don't know.
But he hit the post. I kind of thought that was a chance done. But then 88th minute, Cyril Dessers with a moment of brilliance. To be honest, I've watched it back 2 or 3 times now, and the way he holds off the defender in the first instance to get himself in position, the first touch, the finish on the turn. None of us could believe that it went in.
I was looking for the other side of the net to ripple. But,
You're waiting for it to go past the post. You're looking at the linesman. Is there going to be a flag? There was almost like a 2 or 3 second delay in the stadium before everyone erupted around us, and the Rangers fans went absolutely wild. And genuine belief was that we'd rescued a point at that stage. And it was
88th minute?
88th minute, yeah.
Come on. Get to the other side of that story in a minute, but. Yeah, I'm with you. Jumping in there, but I think it was a fantastic piece of play, and everything you're looking for from Cyril Dessers. The word of tonight might be consistency as well. If we get that consistently from Cyril Dessers, he'll start every week.
Yeah, but he was linked with a move to Monza this morning. So
he's doing the old. There might be a contract negotiation. I need to start banging them in.
Maybe add £1 million his price tag there, but I guess we'll find that out. But sadly, 5 minutes added on, and in the second minute of those added on minutes, Bruno Fernandes pops up at the back post. The first time really that Jeff Day fell asleep in this game, but it just shows you how clinical these players that we're playing against can be if they when they get into the right positions. And you've seen the goal coming before, just as the ball started to be swung in. You saw it coming. It was a great ball from Martinez, I think.
It was Martinez,
great ball, lands it right on Fernandez's foot, and he puts it through Butland's legs, which I always find a bit galling
I know what
from
you
that
mean.
side of things.
Yeah.
But I understand that's probably one of the most difficult places for a goalkeeper to adjust themselves to save. But really, really unfortunate. Craig Hart saying that how much time on the ball did we give Martinez? Probably give him quite a lot because we're just trying to defend the lead at that point, and it's really disappointing. But
it's a good ball. It is a good ball, but as you're saying, I mean, if you watch it back, Jeffy just goes to sleep about 20 yards, 19 yards out, and then Fernandez just gets the run on. He peels back a wee bit, and then he just bursts in. And by the time Jeffy realises he's not got the ability to turn his body, it's a good run and it's a good ball, but you're looking for your defenders to be aware.
Yeah.
And I would class that as a bit of a defensive mistake.
I think it has to be. I think it's. I thought Jeff Day managed the game pretty well tonight, but it was.
Apart from his usual questionable distribution.
Yeah, I think Redvan was more of a target for me tonight than Jeff Day. I thought Redvan. I saw people saying in the first half that he was having a bad game, but second half it's almost like he forgot to play football. It was really strange from Redvan Yilmaz tonight, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I still think he was decent, kind of try to carry the ball, but some of this, I was more annoyed with some of the spaces they were taking up or not taking up. But I mean, by and large, I think as a unit, worked collectively hard tonight, and we're in it. We were absolutely in it. You're undone by a goalkeeping howler, and then a switch off in the final minutes of the game. In between that, you've kind of been in the game the entire time, and you've managed to drag yourself in with a fantastic finish by your striker. It's it's more frustration that we couldn't see it out than annoyance with the performance, so to speak.
And I think frustration is the right word, because had we drawn tonight, we would be in a really good position to go ahead next week to Ibrox to play USG and to really try and cement that top 8 spot that we could have gotten. Doncaster actually saying Lukic did it back in 1992. That's the year I was born, Tommy. Just to let you know.
Broadcast is over. There we go.
But yes, we could have put ourselves in a really good position to not only get through to the knockout stages, but to guarantee ourselves that place in the last 16. We didn't quite manage it. I've not had a chance to look at the league table since the end of the game. I guess we'll find out where that leaves us and what the permutations are in terms of trying to get a last 8 place, if that's even possible. But I think we can be proud tonight of the team spirit and how I see we're 13th
on 11 points.
It's really
it's going to be tight.
Yeah,
it's going to be tight.
FCSB up there, that's interesting.
Yeah,
because they were not good at Ibrox.
No, they weren't.
So yeah, I think I don't think we can fault the team spirit tonight at all. There was a wobbly moment or two in there. There's probably 10-15 minutes start second half that we spoke about, but I think, to be honest, I can't fault the team tonight at all, especially the young guys that came in. They all stood up and did their job. Just highlights a wee bit about squad depth as we go forward. I'm sure Fluke Commons and Niels Coppin are making those points back to the board around that. But team spirit absolutely cannot be faulted tonight.
Listen, again, I'm not going to duplicate. We were in it. It's tough match. We've got injuries. You're coming here, pound for pound, they're a better team than us, and we're right in it, and we drag ourselves back into it, having messed a bit with our shape because people had to go off and stuff like that, players playing out of position. And, we give them 2 goals.
Yeah.
Right? You can make an argument that Fernandez makes a great run and it's a great ball by Martinez and all that, right? But essentially, we gave them the uplift when they were still a bit nervous and we were in it by Butland's throwing it in the back of the net. And then I get more frustrated every time I talk about that particular goal. And then we drag ourselves in and then we can't see it out in the last 4 minutes between us getting the equalizer and them getting the winner as you eke into injury time. You got to see it out, and I appreciate you're a bit under pressure, but we've just made a bit of a mistake setting up there, and we've allowed them to get back into it. Wee bit of maturity, whatever, and you see that out. You take your point, and then all of a sudden, as you're saying, you're getting back at Ibrox with every chance again through into the next round. Now it becomes, it's going to be very, very difficult given the goal difference situation and stuff like that as well.
Yeah, so it's likely we'll have the playoff, a 2-leg playoff game to contend with. So again, it's just getting ourselves in a good position for that, as high up in the league table as we can, and then seeing where that leaves us next week after the USG game and how that plays out. But
just wanted us to go through automatically. Honestly, playoffs fine.
We
and
always
all
want
that,
to go
but-
through. We're so used to going through automatically, Tommy, that we just want.
Oh, I like that. Yes. Yeah, okay.
No, I think this. It's a difficult one because so much of the season's already been written off. Especially from a league perspective, that Europe is where I guess the enjoyment of watching Rangers still comes from. I think I could say. So we've obviously got the Scottish Cup still to go as well, but we're now in the opportunity where the Europa League and the Scottish Cup are the two focuses for us. The chance to give some players, younger players, the chance to play like we did tonight, and to really give them the experience, but to also figure out the players that are going to be there for us next season and the ones that we won't see. So I think we'll round it off there.
Yeah,
Tommy,
Man United have got away with one tonight.
Does feel like that.
That's my round up there. Man United have got away with one.
I think we deserve the point, if I'm brutally honest. But we'll round it off there. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening, for joining us here live from Old Trafford. We're going to try and make our way up the road now through the storm. So we'll see how that goes. But
next podcast from a hotel somewhere on the portals.
We'll see how that goes. But thank you very much, everyone, for listening. Until next time, if I can press the right button. Maybe not.
It's a gold night.
Until next time, thank you very much and goodbye.